Now we're live.
Oh, now we're live? Okay,
We're gonna give it a shot.
We're not testing it anymore.
No. But, yeah, hi Lily. But, fucking, dog, the cold is fucking my back up. It's not even funny.
Yeah, same here. I know, before we get started, this is brought to you by Lost Paladin Plays on YouTube. He's actually a pretty good friend of mine. So,
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna promote him because he's a pretty good guy. So
if you text me his link later, turn your fucking sound off. By the way.
Yeah, I can do that.
If you text me that later, when we get in the frame.
Yeah, Steven's a really good guy. Like, he does a lot of plays and playthroughs, and obviously I've told you that he's a big trophy hunter and everything, and achievement hunter. I help him out with a lot of that, but he's been real good to me over the years, so I have no problem trying to promote his stuff a little bit.
Fair enough. But yeah, this goofy ass photo.
We are now the HoodRat and the Hooligan. I've got to see this up close.
I don't know if it'll let me. View channel. Yeah, that's the only way to look at it.
That is great.
Yeah, that took me like 5 minutes in AI to
absolutely fantastic.
And I think that's how I'm going to just make everything now. I just don't care.
Well, I think that it's a good little start, especially since our last podcast didn't really...
I mean, it's the same podcast.
The same podcast, but it's just,
It's just been 2 years.
It's been 2 years, and it's been a long, lots happened.
And the reason I stopped was to go to Syria originally. That's why I stopped.
You did. You went over there to...
we definitely don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, I understand.
Just because I just don't.
Well,
I don't think it's interesting. And
well, no, I mean, you went
any
over there,
jokes I make are going to be very, very inside.
You went over there to go to clap some terrorist cheeks. We both know this, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did eat not a live goat, but I did eat a goat that we paid them like $200 US for a goat. And it was like a whole dish they brought us on like nice silver platters.
How did it taste?
It was very good.
Really?
It was very good.
Oh,
Gave me the shits. Very good. Like the rice that I got was actually like some of the best fucking rice I've ever had.
Well, I was gonna say, I've seen the Air Force base that you were at and had a little vacation on. So
and fucking Jordan.
All that green grass in the middle of the desert.
Yeah. Well, so there was like 2 or 3 times. I'm trying to adjust my chair. That's what I'm doing.
I was wondering what the hell you're doing.
But because I think I can sit up a little higher. Yeah, I can. Because this chair is actually smaller than that chair. But that's Kara's chair.
It's comfy.
Yeah, well, I bought her a better chair. I just bought one. I always buy myself like the shittiest version of something when I'm testing a new company.
Not shitty by any means.
No, but like I bought myself the smallest version because it was the first like nice gaming chair I was gonna buy. And then when I finally bought one for Kara last year for Christmas, I was like, I'll get her the nice one. And I was like the only way I could get a purple one because they don't make them in like actual purple. They come like this.
Well, not only that, they make the covers that go over them and everything.
Yeah,
and they can get like the skins for them. And
yeah, and if I buy another one, I'm just gonna buy like a big one like that one, but I'm gonna get one of the themed ones.
I want the Assassin's Creed one so bad.
Dude, the Witcher one looks so sick.
The Witcher one does look good.
Because I would just put real swords on the back of it.
So you've been playing Stalker.
Yeah, dude, Stalker 2. So one of the few things I was looking forward to at the beginning of this year was Stalker coming out at the beginning of the year. And then the fucking goddamn Russians forced them to postpone it because it's a Ukrainian
developer. It's the same people who, I believe the same studio, or a lot of people that came from Stalker made the Metro series, I believe, too.
I know literally nothing about that, but I'm going to say yes and no. I assume that a lot of inspiration is taken from each other in that sense. But yeah, some of the new Stalker mechanics are very Metro-y. Like the stealth system it's a little more forgiving than Metro.
Well, that's why I'm kind of curious to play Chernobyl Light. It was a free game, come and pass it up. Got it to download in about an hour.
Well, you remember you and I played Vigilant on Xbox for a while, and that was free.
Oh, Vigor,
yes.
Vigor,
yeah. On fucking Xbox, and that was free, and that was just Tarkov-like.
Yeah, I mean, that game's come a long way. I mean, it's an extraction type, survival. This one's more like, it reminds me a lot of Stalker and Metro and everything like that. It's its actual tag for the game is Survival Horror RPG First-Person Shooter.
Nice. Hang on one second. This audio, just in case it does sound like shit, I do have more mics I'm gonna set up at some point. I'm just being lazy. And I work full time, full time plus since it's the holidays, and I gotta get that shmoney.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, you know.
But yeah, no, the fucking Stalker 2 is just so fun. The map's so big. It's so expansive. When we're done with this, I'll show you a little bit of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had seen some people do it. Now I did. If I can remember off the top of my head, I know where there's I think it's a 416, HK 416.
Oh, they're all over the place.
I think
it's like that's the AR platform that's in the game.
Yeah,
it's just 416.
The SOP mod, isn't it?
So there's the base like 416, and then as you progress through the story, like in the items like swap out, like as you because the not without ruining anything, like the atmosphere of the game changes as you make story milestones. Like big things happen that like, and then like when those happen, all the fucking sellers, their stocks like regenerate into new higher tier items.
I was gonna say there is an Easter egg that I do remember seeing.
Yeah, you've been watching tons of fucking TikToks about it.
Because that's all that I can really do right now.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was kind of neat was because, I mean, you know, let's face it, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, still one of, you know, the best, like, Call of Duties they ever made.
Yeah.
You know, but that
mission,
like
true old people.
Yeah, well, you know, exactly, back in my day. But you
used to be able to say faggot on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Also, I'm doing so little editing on here.
I want to get into a rant about that, about some of the shit that they're doing, but I'm gonna finish.
I'm doing so little. The only things I'm gonna edit out of this is like personal information, and hard slurs. I don't think faggot's a slur. Faggot is.
Nah, people just need to.
Faggot is a comma to me.
People need to let their balls.
I use faggot like fuck.
I do too. But I can tell you that
all my friends are fags.
There's the mission all gillied up in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Like, you know, how that you can take the shot and you're in Chernobyl.
Yeah, dog. So
there's an Easter egg in Stalker where you can go to that location from the game and there's a sniper rifle set up and everything for that.
I haven't found that, but I've seen the same videos that you've seen because I have been playing the game and I've been nerding about it for the 6 months that I had to wait for it. But so my first time playing that mission, because my parents hippy dippy, no Call of Duty games, I had to go to my cousin's house for like the summer or something because that was my version of a vacation because I was poor. And my cousin had they had a PS3. They actually both of them had their own PS3 because they would just beat the shit out of each other. Before my aunt bought a separate one. And I was over at their house playing Call of Duty for the first time, and I was playing all gillied up. And I had a German Shepherd growing up, and so the dog comes up, you snap the dog's neck, and I was like, damn, that's not that easy. Because my German Shepherd, like growing up, he was a big fucking dog.
Well, you gotta remember, we had one too. You know, Dad was a cop in a K9 unit, and you know, we had a German Shepherd for years. You know, God rest his little soul. She was a great dog, man. But you know, I am gonna try to transition into what I was saying before.
Yeah, sorry.
Like, no, you're good, man. You're good. That's what we're here for.
It's my show. Day one, tyrant.
I have been constantly grinding out Black Ops 6. Like, I have non-fucking stop. That's all I've done since the game's come out. If I played any game, that's the only game I have played so far. Like, I will say right now that they really got to do something. I've got a voice chat ban, and my buddy got one.
I got one. I got one for talking to you.
Oh yeah, you did.
In party chat. Yep. I got a voice chat ban for talking to you in party chat. That's one of the reasons I haven't played.
Well, that's why we use Discord now.
Yeah, and that's all I use for everything else. You're like the only person I talk to outside of Discord.
Oh, wait till you see my Discord server that I made for me and the guys that play and everything. Yeah. I mean, because one of the guys I used to work at Walmart with is who I play online with. Yeah. And it's great. Like, here, I'll pull it up and I'll show you.
This is the banner for my main Discord server with
Oh,
my
fuck
army
me.
buddies. Oh yeah, dude.
Like,
This is what some of the like a couple of the people in here are like definitely on watch lists, and not for the same reason that I'm on watch lists.
so this is gonna be a good throwback for you.
Yeah, dude. So I literally was talking about this the other day when Kara was asking me, like, because I was talking to Kara about like names for the podcast.
People are wondering, it's Lil Q-Tip and the Wally World Boys.
Yeah,
so
which was one of your suggestions when we started this 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
And it was so fucking disgusting. I still think it's a gross name for a podcast. It sounds like a rap group. Mm-hmm. It sounds like if you and I decided to make funny rap, which
is a possibility.
It's not that far off because I have the ability.
I mean, look at the guys that are over there in the UK right now, the Pete and Bass, I think is what their name is.
I fucking love those dudes.
Awesome.
I've been following them for so long. Their grandsons actually
they write their music and then
they make their own music. Like they make their own raps. Their grandsons do too, and it's along the same lines. But it's fucking Pete and Bass rule, dude.
I love it. It's great, and they fit in so well. You know, with the older style, like gangster rap, man. It's a shame they didn't do it sooner.
I mean,
but
they're doing it now. Fuck it.
I think but like I was saying is, I got
he's just aggressively ripping my carpet out.
Aggressive on the carpet.
Well, he's aggressively affectionate. Like that's why he headbutts you so hard because he loves the roughhouse.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Like I have leather gloves specifically to roughhouse with that cat.
He always looks sad, unfortunately, even though he's like the happiest cat ever. But
it's just his big eyes.
But
he's not sad.
I know what I was getting about was the fact that I've been grinding that nonstop. I've been trying to work on. I've never cared for any of the camos up until Black Ops 6, and my buddy recommended that I do it. He's like, man, just go through with it. I know you'll like it. And they got some pretty cool camos. So I'm going for the dark matter one if I can. But it's so ridiculous to know that they can add all these things that are meant for adults. Like there's a Mastercraft skin now where your gun is a bong now, and you can take a hit off the bong.
Yep.
But yet you can't cuss in game chat or be offensive towards somebody because somebody's gonna get your feelings hurt. And it's a shame.
And it's really just an excuse to monitor people at this point.
It very much is.
They say it's like how Alexa says like it's not listening to you until you say, hey Alexa. How the fuck do you know I said hey Alexa if you're not listening to me, you stupid motherfuckers? Don't lie to me. I'm smarter than Pond Scum.
Oh man,
he wants on top of the cat tree so bad.
It kills me because like I just
come here, buddy.
The content that they're putting out for this is probably some of the best content that they put out for any like Call of Duty game in years. They had the best.
Well, it's because they're really going crazy on some of these microtransactions.
Well, yeah, they are, but
and so because of that they have to make some free stuff because they know that there's a staunch wall of people that don't buy shit.
What's fantastic is the Call of Duty community is so terrible, man. Like they are some of the most toxic motherfuckers out there.
Oh yeah.
And I noticed this the other day, that apparently one of the new loading screens, they used AI to make that loading screen that you can change.
Yeah.
And it's a zombie Santa. Well, the zombie Santa's got like 6 fingers on it. AI's always got problems fucking with the hands. So, but people are happy that they're putting all these content out. Now they're mad because they used AI to back up some of that and be able to push that content out quicker. And like...
also, like, because, and that, I mean, the 6-fingered hand thing might be partially intentional, just because of, like, because they've been intentionally doing, like, weird extra stuff for their skins, because, like, the Ghost skin, that's, like, the Halloween skin that came out for Ghost was insane, like, how detailed it was.
Oh, yeah. It definitely was.
Because it had all the members of the platoon. It was nuts.
Oh yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. That one was great for the haunting event.
Yeah, and like like the detail on it was nuts. Like it would have like an eye down here that would look around and blink, and then there'd be like just like a nose or something that would twitch.
My thing is, you can't have it both ways. At least they're putting content out, and it to this extent. They're listening to some of the community, not all of it, but the majority of it they're not listening to.
Yeah, I
But
remember for Tarkov recently, within like the last 14 months, started doing fucking microtransactions.
mhm,
Not for anything like
pay to win.
nothing like that. It's all for cosmetic, like the clothes you
Oh,
can
that's the way
get.
it should be.
Right. But people were throwing a huge hissy fit about that because like the game's still not fully released and like they still haven't fulfilled the promises they made 5 years ago when they started developing the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I get it, but also there's 12 people making this game.
Well, look at
Calm down a little bit.
Look at the game I was telling you about last night, the Delta Force Hawk Ops.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic, and it's a AAA title. I mean, it's the first one they've released in 20, like close to. I'm not gonna say. I don't know. It may be about 20 years now that since they've released the last one. It may be a little bit younger than that, but
It's probably like 2006,
yeah,
2005.
something around that. But I do remember playing on PlayStation.
Because it'd be on
2.
the, I would say it'd be on the PS3 probably. It'd be
PS2 actually. And
none came out for the PS3.
To my knowledge, no. And
I mean, that's your tism.
But the Delta Force games were awesome, and I've watched gameplay of like them doing the multiplayer. I guess there's an extraction type mode, like I told you, kind of like similar to Tarkov. Weapon customization's off the fucking wall, man. It's great.
Yeah, the games are getting a lot better with weapon customization.
Oh yeah, easily. And I mean, this is like a true gunsmith mode, like that they can compare it to. But I mean,
yeah, but until they make an option for me to throw the gun against the wall, it's not a true gunsmithing mode because building my gun sometimes I'm like I could put you through the drywall. I could do it.
Well, that's the uptick about like having the VR and all that. There's a game on there. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's called Ghost of War, and it's like Tarkov but in virtual reality.
Oh, it's like a Pavlov simulator type sim.
It's not even really like a Pavlov simulator, but it's
but like it's like that style of game.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Because Pavlov is really detailed.
It is, but Ghost of War, I follow them on TikTok, and their game. I think it was a trial version that I got to try for it. I didn't get a chance to buy it, but it was really. I was surprised. It was really good, and then you can definitely fuck with other people on their hardcore and just be a dick and everything else, and I love it. But
that's like the high for me in those games is when I do start like when I started playing hardcore for Black Ops 6, and I still don't like dedicate that much time to Call of Duty just because the peaks and valleys for Call of Duty are just.
At least they're putting out enough content at the moment. I mean.
Well, I meant like my playing experience is peaks and valleys because the fucking matchmaking has always upset me for like the last 6 years of Call of Duty games. The matchmaking just fists me with no lube.
Well, like last night I got.
And it's just because I'm okay. I have a job. I have a fucking job.
I got stuck in a match last night, and my ping was like.
I got multiple screens. That's why I'm staring at different things.
My ping was like almost like 300. And I was like, you gotta be shitting me. Like, almost 300 ping, like, and I was playing with Devon, and he was like, what the hell, man? I'm like, dude, that ain't me. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but it ain't me. But it's not even that. Like, their hit registration for the game is just not that good right now. They really gotta do some stuff about that.
Yeah, that's always a big, like, because they do these nice, intricate player models, and then the hitbox for it is either way too fucking big or way too fucking small.
Well, from what I had seen, like when they made the game was like, I guess apparently the previous games had 4 areas on the body, 4 or 6 areas on the body where you could hit and it could do damage and it registered for like one of those areas. Yeah. Now there's like 12 or 13 or 14 or something like that. Yeah. So, which you would think would be a little bit more consistent, but it's not.
Yeah, what gets me is so all the player models are, and I know very little about video game design. I took like maybe 3 weeks of it for an elective, and like from what my understanding is that the polygons that make the model are just straight lines in the program. The hitbox is for whatever reason always fucking rectangles and squares. Yeah. Why is it not just polygon shaped? Maybe I just don't know, and it's entirely possible I just don't know enough about what the fuck I'm talking about because I'm just talking. But like, I feel like you should just be able to take the 3D model for the character, take that exoskeleton, all those little pretty lines, and you put that and you copy it and you change all those lines properties to hitbox, and then you put it back on top of you superimpose it like Iron Man with a fucking hologram.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I mean, you would think it would be a little bit more consistent with that, but
like I don't like in my brain it's a computer. I should just be able to copy paste, and then in the line of code.
For the love of God, I wish it was that simple. If that was the case, I don't think we would be struggling right now to be able to put food on the table.
I mean, yeah. Also, part of it is like the people coming up with this, and actually designing the stuff and testing it. Like they're also like, I think I'm a caffeine addict. These people are working stupid hours doing nothing but this. Just like the fucking dad from Caroline. It's nuts, dude. I would kill myself in that situation.
Oh yeah, easily. I mean, look at some of these like conditions that game developers go through, and especially over in Japan, and
Yeah, dog. Well, Japan's work culture in general is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's socially acceptable to sleep on public transit because they're like, that motherfucker's working hard, let him rest. Whereas here, we're like, if someone's asleep, we're either like, that's a drug addict, or we're like, damn, I should probably wake him up because if he misses his stop, he's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Well, make it to where they make 28 hours in a single day, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. We've both been there though.
Oh yeah. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Like Black Friday when I worked at Walmart, what was this, 2018, I think. Fucking, that was a 17-hour day for me.
That's why I called off typically on that day because
I wasn't allowed to.
Oh yeah, you were management. Yeah, that's true.
I was getting fisted.
Did I tell you what happened with IDX?
Oh yeah, they're all closed down. Yeah. Oh dude, I heard about that at my job. Like at my job, they were talking about it because IDX does fabrication work.
The sweetest fucking feeling ever was to hear that company was going under after the way they just did 120 people over there. Like, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, lay off your entire workforce. Oh, you can't make quota now and you lost all your contracts? Yep. I don't feel bad for you.
I don't feel bad for them whatsoever. I mean, the amount of people that were there at that job for 12, 14, 16 years, or more, and, then they basically told them, tough shit, here's 2 weeks severance, and then you can figure out what to do from there.
Like, I feel for it in the sense that, like, that part of Dayton just lost a massive, like, income source.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of people out of a job. That's not cool. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, a company buys it quickly, because people have been buying shit all over Dayton and refurb. Like, the Salem Mall got bought.
What, recently?
Yeah.
Really?
It was up for auction like 3 months ago, and someone bought it.
Huh.
They're tearing down part of it, but they're gonna refurbish the mall.
I'm surprised Home Depot didn't buy that area, to be honest.
Home Depot doesn't want it.
Yeah.
They don't like the store. They don't like where their store's at now.
Man, they're trying to put so much businesses and life
into
that city, and it's not.
If I had the ear, not saying if I had the money, if I had the ear of someone with the money, and I could just be like, throw something right there. Like it'd be that area around the Home Depot in Trotwood, Trotwood. It'd be that area. I'd be like, throw some money in that strip mall.
It's just it's such a terrible area, man.
Fucking fall. Well, it doesn't have to be.
It's back in the 90s when it was okay, but
all Salem Road, that entire neighborhood is Section 8 housing now.
Yeah, that's true.
And what's crazy is you go up the hill to the part where you turn on the Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
When you go up that part, those are nice houses. That's not Section 8 housing. Those are people that have owned those houses for a long time.
I remember back when Trotwood had Kmart, Best Buy, Walmart. Had all these huge businesses that brought life into it, and then once Walmart moved from out of there to Hoke Road and Inglewood, it was...
Hoke Road's gonna close because of theft.
Yeah, their turn.
You see, they got like
death rates
they
are
have
ridiculous.
third-party security guards there now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a fucking. It's just like.
So it's just like what it was at Miller Lane.
Yeah, but it's like it's the fucking dog. It's an old lady and an old man in a black security guard outfit. They don't even have a billy club. I think the dude has a flashlight, but like they're not stopping anybody.
I'm telling you, one of the greatest things that I've ever seen to this day was when I was working a day over at Miller Lane, and one of the guys that was a security guard there was named John. I talked to him all the time. He'd do his rounds around the whole place, come back here and talk to us. It wasn't even anything like a holiday or anything. It just so happened to be, you know, he was watching these people and they were clearly stealing and everything like that. He tried to run from this guy, like the customer did, after he had like pocketed a whole bunch of stuff. And then we're sitting there watching it. He's going down Action Alley, and then you just see John come from the side out of an aisle and just fucking just tackles his ass straight into a freaking end cap, dude. It was the greatest thing ever.
You can't do that anymore. That's crazy, man.
Well, it was third-party security, so you couldn't. It didn't really matter. It wasn't Walmart employees, so.
Fair.
Oh man, it was.
Well, even then, like some of those dudes get fucking nailed to the cross for doing that shit.
Did I ever tell you that when I worked back in there that this is the kind of people we got, man? This woman, telling you, she was totally tweaking. She was yelling at her tacos.
Yeah.
She had brought into the store.
She
like arguing with it.
Was it Taco Bell?
Yeah, because Taco Bell is right across the street.
Yeah, so she came in with like, were they hard shell or soft shell?
I have no idea. But all I know is she was like arguing with the tacos inside Walmart.
That's was she like holding them or like sitting at it like the
like
Subway?
They were sitting like on like one of the counters.
No.
And she was like screaming at the tacos.
No.
Yes. Funny. It was so hard not to laugh. Like, God tests my patience every day to see if I'm gonna laugh at something I shouldn't.
Dog, did I tell you about the black dude I saw on the BMX bike on my way to your house one day?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, he was maybe my age, like mid-20s, black dude. It's hard to tell. But he was wearing like a green pimp church suit.
I feel like I've seen that before.
Bro, he was on a BMX bike in a green church, like, I'm talking like down south, praise the Lord.
Now I did
church suit on a BMX bike.
I did see somebody riding a bike over there by the casino that had a fucking bright. It was a black dude, kind of heavy set dude too. He was wearing a bright pink fucking Speedo. That's all he was wearing, and shoes.
Where over by the casino?
Yeah, like coming over there off of Wagner Ford. Yeah,
that's tough.
It was funnier than shit. It really was, man.
I wonder where he was going. Hopefully home.
I would hope so.
I would hope home. You see some. I love not taking the highway around Dayton because you see some wild shit, dude.
Man, I see people post shit on TikTok all the time, like people how they
Bro,
are like
downtown. You gotta shout out Dirty Dale on Instagram. That dude fucking rocks. You gotta follow him on Instagram.
Really?
He's like a homegrown ghetto Dayton dude. Like dreaded out dude. Awesome guy. Super friendly. But he points out like the little niche spots in Dayton. Which is crazy because a lot of them have been burning down recently. Which is kind of...
Dayton has an arson problem so bad, dude.
Well, it's gotten worse in like the last 6 months because I think they're trying to fucking burn down the hood, dog.
Well, look at Mom's neighborhood. Like,
Yeah.
you go back here and there's what? 3-4 houses just on that same block that have fucking been torched in the past 6 years?
Yeah, well, it's because they're trying to get people to fucking move out so they can sell the land.
Oh, I guess the CIA is doing all this shit over again, introducing crack and AIDS into the inner
They don't
cities.
need to. No, so here's the thing, dog. Is the fentanyl. The fentanyl crisis is bad. That's what's bad right now. And
Actually,
that's all China.
So apparently what I was told was because Jessica working at the hospital, she called me one day and she said, "Hey, have you ever heard of this new drug that people were using?" And I'm like, "No."
Speak up a little.
And I was like, "No, I you know, what is it?" And she said, "Well, it's an alternative to fentanyl that people are using. It's called xylazine." And I've never heard of that.
I've only heard about it and like people posting about it on Instagram.
Apparently, it's a synthetic animal tranquilizer.
Perfect.
And it's like cheaper and like way more potent than fentanyl apparently. And I'm like,
Tits.
how can you do that? I don't understand how people do shit like that. For one, I don't even understand what would possess somebody to want to do that kind of drugs anyway.
Well, fucking chasing that dragon, dog.
I guess, but
That's what no. That's crazy. No, not right now.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
fun.
Well, may have to give me a second because my phone shut off. So pause this for a second.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to resume the audio while I was doing this, so there's a little dead space. Sorry about that. Deal with it. I'll just have to splice that together. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, that works.
It'll buff. What's funny is like it'll probably still come through the camera microphone, so it'll sound like ass for like 10 seconds, definitely, because I know that cameras might.
Well, that's going to be a touch and go process.
Yeah, no, this is
everything being new.
Yeah, because I think eventually I'm gonna switch. Like I'm gonna move stuff around and make it a little better. This is very spur of the moment for me. If I'm so fucking tired after work. I'm fucking slaving.
Well, I know.
And breathe so when I'm welding, like the gas we use is argon. So it's not like I'm breathing that in directly, but like you sit and weld for a while and then you start to get dizzy and then you're like, all right, I gotta stop. Because because this little argon cloud just slowly gets bigger around you, and bigger, and you're just sitting there like barely breathing because you're trying to lay this fucking tiny ass stainless steel bead, and you're just, oh, I can't breathe, fuck.
Well, I know. Are we gonna stick to Tuesdays on this or?
It depends. I mean, yeah. Once you get back to work, like we'll adjust from there. And like this might be like a once every other week thing because like I'll still have to cut this together and like I know this weekend since I'm house hunting, like I will be a little busy. But I'm gonna try to get this up by Monday. That's fair. I think Monday is doable for me for this, and then by then I should have the other microphones hooked up because I got my other laptop and shit too, so I should be able to do separate audio tracks and then splice them together so it sounds decent, which is what I was doing last time. Mm-hmm. But now we got the new added video element.
Yeah, looks fantastic, and so far
it looks all right.
Well, look, I'm just saying compared to what it was before.
Yeah, zero. I mean,
yeah.
This is a very low production value podcast.
Gotta start somewhere.
Hey, we got a background already.
Yeah, we do. And it looks good. And it looks real good.
And Otis was sitting right there on that nice little pedestal for about 20 minutes.
I guess it's going to be our little mascot, I guess.
One of them literally likes that spot too. They fight over it. Because it's perfectly level with that window, so they fucking will beat each other up.
So, how are you feeling about the whole thing with Syria and Assad?
Oh, dude, I think it's so funny that it was like 3 weeks. It was like 3 weeks. They crumbled, and he fucking bounced.
All that time you spent over there, and then now that finally happens.
Yeah, that's what I told my buddies. I was texting all my friends about it because that picture I sent you of our platoon sergeant on the back of that technical.
Yeah.
That I sent it to him too, and I was like, "You're famous, Dad." And I caught up with him too, which was cool. But we were all talking about it, and I was like, we fucking deserve credit for this. They weren't doing shit before we got there. We trained the fuck out of them. They were so happy we gave them real training. Like this, like we got like this whole big thing from like we'll call him a general, over there, and they like a year and some change after I leave. It's actually been a year since I got back, just over a year since I got back.
And I bet it still feels good.
Oh yeah. Time. You know how time is for me. Like fucking.
That's fair.
Like it's fucking once things are out of the present, like I only think about them if they're important.
Yeah.
But I was telling all my buddies that we totally should get credit for this because they loved working with us. We had a lot of fun working with them because the language barrier is not as bad as people think. Like I mean we did a lot of pointy talkie like and stuff, and like Google Translate works surprisingly well.
Yeah, it's a miracle to have that, so you don't have to have an interpreter all the time, right?
Yeah, and like the interpreters were cool guys. They don't like being called interpreters. I think they like being called translators. Because terp was like a slang word used for them. And it was like I think the Muslims actually ended up using it as like a fucking bad thing, like terp,
shit.
like you're a fucking American terp.
Yeah,
but which I just said like a slur like 8 times, but it's in another language, so they don't care. Probably we'll find out. But yeah, and it's like they're a lot of them are really cool. Like I got gifts from some of the locals, and I worked with a lot of the local like bigwigs, so it was cool.
Okay,
cool. Like we had his name was Mahmoud. He's the guy that gave me that the schmog I have, that handmade one that's like purple.
Yeah.
His wife made that, and he gave it to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, right? Probably counts as accepting a bribe, but oh fuck, it's a scarf. Eat my dick, it's a scarf.
I'm sure
and
it's the offensive least of their concerns on that.
It's so offensive to be like, no.
Hey, you're respecting their culture, so you get it.
Yeah. And like also like I had been dealing with that guy for like a month straight, where I was like having to pat him and all his workers down.
Got to know them
like
intimately.
Oh yeah, dog. Like, I'm like sitting there holding a rifle, being like, Mahmoud, brother, spread. Pat, 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 pat. Pat, pat, pat,
I mean, I guess at least it's not as bad as...
Every now and then...
I was going to say, it's not as bad as what, some of the stuff that Anthony told us that, quite a few days we were there. Dudeki. I'm like, I still tell people about that shit that he told me, man.
Oh, yeah, dude. His stories are from, like, the heyday. Like, my shit's, like, a little more tame because, like, they all have, like, smartphones and stuff. Mm-hmm. But, like, that's what I was, like, I would have to take their phones from them every day. Just, like, a stack of, like, broken iPhones. And then every now and then one of them would bring, like, a gun, which is, like, it's not like we didn't allow them to possess firearms. They just can't bring them on base. It's like they have their version of the Second Amendment, just like we do. That's why, like,
look at all the shit that happens over there. I mean,
so yeah, like I'm not gonna tell the farmer that has the fucking AK in his truck that he can't have that AK in his truck when he's driving out to us to come talk to us about something. Because we talked to like almost every single one of my missions was going out just to go talk to locals and be like, so where's the terrorists?
Dude, I got this thing that I seen on Instagram.
The whole time, the terrorists were the people we were training.
I got something to show you on Instagram later. I'm going to try to see if I can find it. But, because you mentioned AK. So, guys got an AK, I believe it's like an AKM. And it's I'm going to say South Africa, I think.
Okay.
And...
White guy?
No, black guy. Thin as a rail, probably thinner than us. But he.
I mean, they have apartheid there, but we can get into that. So.
But yeah, So he takes his AKM and he sticks the barrel in the dirt for some reason, and then he takes his foot and racks the bolt back.
Sounds about right.
And he sticks it up, don't even touch the trigger, and it burst off like 3 rounds. And he's like look around, like, what the fuck just happened? Like after you just stuck your barrel in the dirt and done that shit, like.
They're goofy, dog. They so I got to shoot some AKs that we recovered from some ISIS fighters, and one of them was like a little Draco. It was like this big. It was
like a little AKS-74.
It was it was a pistol. It had nothing. It had a pistol, fucking grip, and that's it. One of my buddies has a picture. I'll have to find it and show you later. I have a picture of him somewhere holding it like shooting it like that, biggest smile on his face possible, like, because he's just like, I want to shoot the Draco. But those things, they're so shitty. One, like the AKs over there, they're old as hell. They still work. But that one specifically, the second the rounds left the barrel after you
tumble.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like to the point where like we went through like 90 rounds, and then on the target we started to see sideways 7.62 bullets. That. You know how fucking crazy that is?
And get hit by a 7.62 that's tumbling like that?
That's sideways. It's like getting hit with a tiny Sonic.
Oh, God.
That's like... That's like when Sonic does his little Chaos Emerald thing, and then
Oh
he
yeah,
just
spin dash. Yeah.
yeah, he blasts through the robot. That robot is your chest cavity.
That's crazy, man. You know, I actually seen like some of the weapons and stuff that they've been using like over in like Ukraine, or you know in Syria, you know stuff like that. All these, I did not know until the other day that they are using a lot of World War II weapons still.
Dog, they
And
have cannons. They have Civil War era, like American Civil War era cannons
mhm.
mounted to the back of fucking F-450s.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Like, dude, the Syrian War is the prime example. Like the Syrian Civil War, because it's a 13-year war. A lot of people forgot that there was a war there. But they like in the beginning, like it was like dudes with 50 cals, like not even like welded to the truck, just like half a tripod that's like just leaning up against the truck. So this dude shooting a 50, it goes one round, two round, it's pointed at the sky on the third round. So he's like,
Well, I know I seen one Ukrainian soldier recently. He geeked out, and I can understand why he geeked out because of what he found. So apparently, you know, they had got after a fight with a bunch of the Russians and stuff, and they went to go pick up their weapons and stuff like that. One of the weapons he picked up was an AS Val. And he geeked, man. It wasn't
I'd
a
steal
VSS
that.
Torres. It
Yeah,
wasn't,
no,
it wasn't
I'd
one of
take
those.
that.
It was the regular AS Val, man. I mean, I would have geeked out too, having an integral suppressed, you know, weapon
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
so here's the thing about like why they're using like old weapons is
Mhm.
because I actually learned this today. They're actually the Russians aren't even using like Russian citizens to fight this war primarily.
Yeah, they were forcing a lot of people to go.
Well, no, they're not. They're paying them.
Well, yeah. Well, look at
Because like so there's a sect of Mongolians. It's like a Mongolian tribe that lives in like they're their own state.
really.
Yeah, they're their own free state, but they're a Russian satellite state because they're so small and like so Russia like just kind of like parents them, kind of like Soviet Union style, but less brutal. To the point where like they are paying like these dudes $2,000 a month, like Russian equivalent $2,000 a month, to go fight on the Ukrainian front. So like they're not even and like they're doing that. There's a lot of those tiny areas that are like
Oh,
that, where
look,
like these ethnic groups that Russia takes care of because they just this tiny ethnic group. They're just like, oh shit, 2 grand.
well, look what North Korea did. They sent what 10 or 15,000 troops
They
over
sent
there.
10,000 and
Yeah.
none of them did anything.
And all they done was look at porn when they got their
Schmeating.
fucking phones. That is, I laughed
Which-
so hard, dude.
you got you gotta understand. I've been in a combat zone. You're still schmeating.
Yeah, but it's the fact that they were never introduced to this kind of stuff, and that was their first thing that they were introduced to, like when they were given a phone to stay in contact and everything.
Yeah, well, it's like
It's
that.
great.
It's like that South African uncontactable tribe that finally like decided to like try to integrate into like modern life. They
Yeah.
were given Starlink
Oh.
and smartphones and like a bunch of modern technology, and they were shown how to use it. And they were just it like turned their society upside down because this society like didn't allow like public displays of affection and all that, and like they found porn because everyone finds porn on the internet. And like the chief found out that like they were sending each other porn on like WhatsApp.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it caused like this whole big fucking thing, and it's just like, well, that's why we shouldn't contact them, but also like get up to speed, boys.
Well, one last thing before we do in this, I want to get your thoughts because I know we're running about what 45 minutes into this.
Yeah,
Right?
we got like 15 minutes.
Yeah, but I wanted to get your thoughts about it because there's been another update that I had seen like right before you came and got me, and it was I know you're gonna agree with me, just like a lot of other people agree with me, but the guy who shot the CEO.
Oh
like,
yeah, dog. The Italian dude that they brought in, that's not him. First of all, second of all, continue.
Well, what I thought was hilarious was that the NYPD and I believe it was the FBI, they swore up and down that it was
A professional.
well, they in that video you can clearly see that he is using a suppressed, rather it be, I mean, it's a suppressed handgun, rather it be homemade suppressor. I don't believe that it was one that was obtained legally because I feel like that list is so fucking small that they
In
would
New
be able
York.
to do it. Yeah. And I mean, clearly we know that the dude was out of state. I mean, if it came down to it. But if I had to take a guess, it was probably, because I watched a video last night and it was on Garanthem actually. And he was talking about how, the same idea that we're talking about, that it was a regular weapon that was suppressed because the FBI and NYPD are claiming that it's a BNT6. I don't know if you're familiar with BNT6. Okay.
Nope.
I believe it's called a BNT6. And I could be wrong, but you'll know what I'm talking about. You know what the Well-Rod pistol is?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a modern version made by Brugger and Thomas that is a Well-Rod.
I have seen these. I know what you're talking about.
I think it's called a BNT6. So I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me, but I believe that is what it's called. But 9mm, integrally suppressed. Actually, I wouldn't even really say it's integrally. Yeah, it is. But it's the fact that
the Well-Rod, because the Well-Rod
was
integrated.
But that gun's like $6,000, and then on top of that, you have to have tax stamp, you have to have all this shit.
Yeah, and the guy they found allegedly also had a gun and a suppressor separate, and a bunch of fake IDs, and a handwritten manifesto when they found him, and they found him days after. He's not carrying that shit.
Dude, the greatest thing ever.
That thing's going in the river in Central Park.
I wish that I could have been a fly on the wall when they found that backpack in fucking Central Park.
I think it's bullshit.
I mean, you seen what was in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just like all that Monopoly money.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine how fucking pissed they were to be like, oh yeah, we found the backpack. It's inside of a TJ Maxx cardboard bag. We got this. We'll get some clues. Boom, you open up, and it's nothing but Monopoly money.
Yeah.
Funniest shit ever, dude. But I have a feeling that if, since it's the dude who did it, whatever, they released earlier that apparently one of the workers at McDonald's in that area had reported, I guess the workers there reported him. And that's how they were able to find him. Because...
It's so weird.
Well...
Because the kid they arrested also, he's rich as fuck.
Oh, dude.
His parents are rich.
The McDonald's that got... those people worked out when they reported him. All the Google and Yelp reviews today, people are just...
Bombing
it, man.
Oh, yeah.
It is unfucking real. And people are pissed. They're like, snitches get stitches, and because people are mad about that.
Well, yeah, but it's like the people are mad about it for the wrong reason. They're mad because they turned in a criminal. That's the wrong reason to be mad. And because regardless, he did kill somebody. I understand it's a CEO and whatever, but
I mean, it wasn't the right thing to do. Obviously, we both know that, but.
Oh no, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying it is illegal.
I mean, look,
I'm saying it is a crime in the eyes of the law. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Well,
so the McDonald's workers did the right thing, and I guarantee it was a manager first of all.
But you know what's crazy? If it would have been us working at one of these multi-million-dollar companies like Walmart, and we would have called and reported that, and they know it was us, we would have got fired for it.
Yes.
And easily.
Yes.
But I will say this, as somebody who has dealt with a bunch of family issues when they've dealt with as many medical problems as they have, and insurance denying all the stuff that they have. I mean, look at my dad, for instance. He lost his leg. They didn't want to cover it on workers' comp because they said it was prior to diabetes, even though that wasn't it. There's a bunch of stuff like that that's happened.
Yeah, and that is
families.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is the common story in America. Healthcare problems, healthcare insurance companies, everything healthcare related in America has been a joke for 40 years.
I completely understand why the guy did it, and I'm gonna,
if it's for the reasons that everybody thinks it is, then. Good on you, buddy. Yeah, you did it.
You did something that a lot of people talked about but wouldn't do.
You've got fucking nuts.
But and
you're gonna get railed in prison.
Sorry. But if you watch that footage, man, where that first round doesn't cycle and he racks it back, he hits the back of the slide, he knew what the hell he was doing.
Yeah, he's worked with handguns pretty extensively just based on that alone. But also, That tells me something else. The casings that they claim to find gotta be bullshit.
Probably. I mean, there's a good chance.
Because you're telling me you found 3 shell casings that have words written on them for a 9mm. I have one right there.
Well, what I think bothers everybody else.
And you found it in New York.
Yeah. Well, what I think
on the street.
What bothers everybody about this more than anything is the fact that I've seen so many times that they're like, okay, they're putting this much like resources and effort into somebody who was a multimillionaire or billionaire, whatever you want to call it. And then, but people keep bringing up the whole thing of if it was like me or you,
oh, yeah.
that it would have been left alone. Not a soul.
You know,
it would have been nothing.
Did you see my I literally posted this on my Instagram story because there were so many, because I saw this video that was the NYPD talking about how many resources they're dumping into finding this heinous individual. It's like, motherfucker, how many other people died in New York that day? 6.
They don't.
How many people were talked about? Fucking 1. They don't care about real people.
Yeah.
It's not about it. They want this to be like a big deal for the opposite reason that we want it to be a big deal. Because they want to make this dude into a pariah. They want to take this guy. That's why I think it's the wrong guy. They just found like this fucking Italian kid. He's from a rich family. Hey, you're going to do some time in prison. We'll make sure it's a nice prison. Your family gets more money.
I really feel that with the way that everybody is going about this and the way that they personally feel about this whole situation, if he goes to a trial, which he's clearly going to.
I mean, he was in court today. We'll find out.
I really feel like a jury's not going to convict him for this because of the way they feel. I really don't.
See.
And I really don't think they will.
I don't. See, I think that they'll have to. So here's the thing: is this is going to be this kid. They're gonna make an example out of him. They don't want this to happen again.
That's what I thought was funny the other day when I sent you that whole thing about how we were talking about the $5 footlongs.
Bro.
And it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna change it now. You know, after what just happened.
Yeah.
So.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
I need you to do something.
Okay. Like right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right.
It's fine. Give me a second.
Yeah, you good.
What's up?
Again, this podcast is brought to you by, Lost Paladin Plays on YouTube. Go and check out Steven. He is a great dude. And, he does some really good gameplay. Really nice guy. He could definitely use the content. We're definitely going to put out a word for him.
Fucking cats.
It's like trying to take care of a couple children.
Yeah, I heard you talking.
Yeah.
I figured you're going on about that or plugging your buddy or something.
Yeah, still giving him a plug on that, man.
He
deserves it.
If you send me the link, I'll do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and he's definitely a really cool dude. I mean, you could use any little bit of help you can. He wants me to run the TikTok for him. And I was like, I can do that. I mean...
You just upload all your own clips.
Well, he's like, I want you to be a part of it. And he's like, but I want you to run the TikTok. He's like, because I don't really know how to do that. And I'm like, well...
And you're unemployed and have so much free time on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even really say unemployed.
You're
self-employed, I guess. But,
odd jobs count.
Yeah.
But I've done odd jobs for money.
But you're not wrong, though. I
made a few.
Go back to work.
Yeah, I made a few TikTok videos, and I still had the app before I learned how much spyware it had.
Well, now that they put because the Supreme Court put the ban on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
They said that we had 40. As of now, I think it's 42 days. 42 days from now, I think.
Get rid of it.
But I guess.
Let them feel my pain.
Well, they've already put a weight forward to protect this,
Oh.
so people don't lose anything. They're going to integrate it with that app called Lemonade. And he, yeah, that's Devon right there. So, but
No, you're good.
I thought
We can cut this now.
photo was hilarious, though.
Actually, that's funny. One more thing, actually.
Yeah.
Should we do an intro video? Or like some type of intro?
Yeah, we could do that.
Because I can just cut one together and I just don't know what, like, because I'm thinking because we're both fucking gay and emo. I could probably cut together some emo songs into something interesting. It'll just probably won't be on this episode or the next one, but I'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll have to get some ideas for that. But yeah, I think I've worked.
Because one of the podcasts I listen to, they do. He makes a different one for every episode, which I think is crazy.
That's work.
Well, yeah, I know, because I've done all my own YouTube like video editing for like games and stuff.
I did there for the longest time, man.
It
is
so
much work.
Exhausting. It's
so much
7 hours just to make a decent like something that I'm like kind of okay with, and I hit save, and then I come back the next day and spend 3 more hours on it.
Well, I told Steven, like, he uploads like all these like Let's Plays and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I don't know how the fuck you do this every day. Like, and he works a full-time job and everything.
Yeah,
so.
that's. I like doing too much edit. I like adding too many dumb sound effects. You've seen my videos. Like, I just add, like, I make them funny.
Yeah.
And that takes so much time. And I work too much. I'm like, the last 3 weeks, I'm pulling fucking 50 hours.
No, that's fair.
It's Christmas time, baby.
I think that an intro would be a good idea. I think we can work with that.
We'll work on it. But, I mean, figure it out.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.
Shut up!